What's good everyone, and welcome back to another Sorare video. So today we are going to be going through some of my top tips for Sorare and utilizing the platform within itself. And today's top tip that we are going to be discussing is the 2 goalkeeper strategy. So if you are new around here, please drop a like on the video, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing, it'd be greatly appreciated. And if you aren't using Sorare, then utilize the link at the top of the description down below. You get some benefits and I get some benefits when you sign up. So you're probably asking yourself, what is the 2 goalkeeper strategy within Sorare when within this SO5 lineups you can only utilize 1 keeper per team. Now the 2 goalkeeper strategy is just a strategy where you basically back yourself in having both keepers from the team or the stack that you are utilizing in order to get the most utility out of those players. So as you can see, for example, for myself, I initially started with Julian Krau and Andreas Luth. So both playing back in the day for FC Kaiserslautern. Luth was the starting keeper, and then when he got dropped, Krau came in because he was the backup, and Krau's price obviously went up due to that fact. Luth actually has since transferred over to another team and is playing for Bochum in the Bundesliga, but the ability to have both these keepers is very useful in case one gets injured or they get a suspension, or if they are in a larger team and they have cup rotation games. Then it just means that every week you play, you have the ability to field a keeper that you know is going to start and you know is going to play. So that is going to be the 2 goalkeeper strategy. So I had both FC Kaiserslautern goalkeepers. Then I had Tom Vandenberg and Lucas Pirard, who are both playing for Cortège in the Pro League. Very recently, you would have seen, if you watched my Sorare results video, that I bought the Portland Timbers stack, and when we have a look, Maxim was out of the team because he was getting his green card, and James went in to that position, which meant I had utility off the keeper. Brighton's obviously a bit of a weird one because both keepers do play regularly, so it's good to having both keepers. And then same thing with Athletic Club as well. When we look at it, Unai Simon is the main keeper, but Julien does play in their cup games, and if they do get Europa League qualification, which hopefully they will do, then we may see some rotation within the team and within the players, and that will change the price point of the keepers. So there's a few methods you can have. You can have the 2 goalkeeper method, which is something that I would definitely recommend, whether that is due to utilizing it for SO5 utility, or that is so that you can make some money off these cards as well. So some great examples would be, for example, when we look at Manuel Neuer and we look at Bayern Munich. Obviously, the bigger the team, the more likely people are going to want to buy those players, so on and so forth. But obviously, Neuer does score very well, and when we look at his all-time scores, he does score greatly. But he had this massive spot of DMPs just here, which had a massive impact on his price. And if you had a Neuer and you knew, right, I know he's out for a long time here, and you have a Dortmund stack, and you have a Bayern Munich stack, then you're like, what am I doing? Now, if you had Ultrek in, Ultrek is their second keeper. He's not playing at the moment, and he's costing you £2. So when we look at his SO5 scores, he hasn't played in ages, and then he had a coupled game streak there. We look all time, he's had a few little spells in the team for Bayern Munich, and just having the utility of having Manuel Neuer, who's currently priced at £41 and £3 for Sven Ultrek, you think, well, yes, you're spending £3 on a card that you're getting no SO5 utility for, but if Neuer does go out of action again with an injury for a long period of time, you can see what happens to the price of these players, where if we look back to, for example, a year ago, he was nice and cheap here, so you can see £3.50, £3.70. Neuer gets injured. Is he going to be the starting keeper? He starts that game. Price starts to rise. £7, £11, £15, £23. He went all the way up. The highest price was £36. You've made 100 times profit on the money you've invested in that card. Then his price started to come down again when it was rumoured that Neuer was coming back. Neuer didn't get back in the team. His price went back up to £27. Since then, obviously, it started dropping down. Neuer's back in the team, and his price has dropped back down. But you can see this spike. Now, if you're trying to make money on the game and you have both keepers, Neuer gets injured, Sven comes in, bang, price goes up, you're making a large amount of income, you're making 100 times profit on the money you were putting in. Happy days. Or you're just utilising that card in the SO5. And Bayern Munich are a great team to look at. Same thing again with regards to Real Madrid. Yeah, big teams with big high-end named goalkeepers that have been injured this season. Thibaut Courtois is out at the moment. He's been out for a while. We know that he gets crazy scores. We know Real Madrid keep a lot of clean sheets and they get very good scores. Same thing again, their second keeper, Lunin, £34. He has been scoring very, very well recently. If you had both keepers and you had that full Real Madrid stack, then not having Courtois is not a problem because Lunin can go in the team. And when we look at Lunin's price as well, like he is 20th best goalkeeper in the game. Lunin spiked up to £64, and since then, the lowest price you would have gotten for before the injury was about the £10 mark. And you look, as the game weeks have gone on, he's gone up to £50. There's a few cards a little bit cheaper now at the £30, £29, but you're making 2-3 times your money on that player, or you're being able to utilise him in SO5 utility. So that is my top tip when it comes to Sorare, is going to be the 2 goalkeeper strategy. I would always recommend that you buy both keepers, the starting and the substitute keeper. You can even purchase, for example, what I did here is where with the FC Kaiserslautern guys, I bought all 4 keepers that they had in their rotation. Spahic has been on the bench since Král got in. If Král moves on or Král gets injured, then Spahic will go in for me. Yes, Andreas Luther left the club, but is that a problem for me? No, because it looks like he's starting this weekend for Bochum. So I've now got the utility of having 2 keepers that if one doesn't play, the other one will play, whereas now they're both playing. So, for example, if we look at the Brighton guys, being Jason and Bart, likelihood is Bart should hopefully become the first team keeper next season. Now, Jason will mainly and potentially stay on the bench, or he will be utilised if Brighton do get Europa League qualification again, or conference qualification in a rotational stack with midweek utility. But if that's not the case, he's still a pretty good goalkeeper. Someone from the Championship could easily sign him, and then he becomes the starting keeper. So having a keeper that is at a good team that plays on the bench and mainly potentially gets, for example, cup utility or gets played on a regular basis is very useful because of like I say, you have the utility of always being able to have a lineup and a playing goalkeeper to put out. But then also, if that goalkeeper is good enough and does transfer to another team, whether that be in a lower league, a lower division, or a better team, and is getting played, then you're having 2 playing keepers and you're making a good amount of money, because the price of the keeper, as you can see, starting keeper £13, £5 bench keeper, starting keeper £35, bench keeper £9, starting keeper £40, bench keeper £7. If all these keepers transfer out and they all go to £30 as well, guess what? I'm laughing because I've made a lot of profit on my cards. And if not, and the starting keeper gets injured and their price does drop, and the other keeper comes in and the price goes up, guess what? I'm still breaking even. So that is my number 1 tip for when playing and getting into Sorare, is 2 goalkeeper strategy and utilising having the starting keeper and the substitute keeper within your gallery, just in case anything does happen. Now, I hope this does help with any of you guys that have started playing the game, or if you do currently play the game and you don't utilise the strategy, then it's something that I would recommend you do. Once again, thank you very much for watching the video. If you could please drop a like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. And like I said, if you are new to Sorare and do want to sign up, then click the link in the description down below, and when you sign up and purchase 5 cards off the auction house, you will get a free limited, as will myself. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you in the next video.